Welcome to Meadowsweet Farm. My name's Bonnie, and today is May the 12th, and it's the day after Mother's Day. We're going to be talking about natural dyeing with avocados, dandelions, and daffodils. So join me as I share my creative processes with you. Welcome to Meadowsweet Farm. I just pulled up. Today is the day before Mother's Day, and I've got lots of chores to do. I haven't seen you guys for so long, so I'm going to take you with me. I've got lots of stuff to do, and the first thing is I went to the local nursery. So let me open up the hatch. And I'll show you what I got. Oh, that's too close. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I'll spin this around. Maybe I guess I have to stop it. Okay. So I was at the local nursery, and I am trying to have an English garden, where I fill in everything. So there's just all flowers. So I got these creeping roses. I have 2 of those. I have bleeding heart, and I think the bleeding heart is done. Maybe not. That looks kind of funny, doesn't it? Maybe they haven't come out yet. I don't think they have. Okay, so we have 1 of those. And then I have these little... These are Coreopsis. I've got 2 of those. Tick seed Coreopsis. And there's 2. And there's the other one. Aren't they pretty? And then you can hear my chicks. They went out. And so I have 1, 2. Oh, I got 3 of these. So, I got 2 peonies. There's my peonies. And then I have these great big hydrangeas. So I'm going to take these out of the car. I'm going to go in and make myself a cup of tea because I just got back from my Historical Society meeting. And I'm going to plan my day, and you are welcome to join me. All right, see you in a bit. What's happening to my hair? Okay. Hi guys. I'm back. So, today's, again, it's the day before Mother's Day. I look like alfalfa. And I have a lot of flower bed yard work, pulling weeds, doing cleanup, spreading mulch, but Thursday was my last day of class. I still have a ton of paperwork and I have to do finals, but all that I can do online. So I am officially home until mid-August when I go back. So I am just thrilled. I feel like we're getting shortchanged by a couple weeks. Somehow, I think we started... I think we started a little later. I can't remember. But at any rate. So it's May 10th, 2025. And I'm going to start what I've been doing. First of all, work has been insane. I was up for my promotion as a full professor, and all that paperwork and everything is all turned in. Everything's pretty much done. You just have to sign off on the provost and the president, and that will be my highest tier, I guess, as a professor. So I had that, plus just, it's crazy, you know, it's especially when it hits April, early May, you know, everything. You've got graduation, and we had Easter. I had my family here, and then last weekend was the Pittsburgh Marathon. One of the big events that happened here was southwestern Pennsylvania got hit with a really bad wind shear, and it knocked out the entire southwestern Pennsylvania with electricity, including Pittsburgh. Roofs were being blown off. My neighbor's chimney got blown down. Luckily, there wasn't any damage here. I mean, I didn't have any leaf damage or branch damage. So it was just kind of this wall of wind that just kind of traveled. And that happened not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. And my family was coming in from Florida. My daughter was coming from Connecticut to run the race. So needless to say, it was crazy. I didn't have power, came back on late afternoon on Friday. So I came back here on Wednesday, and so I was without power Tuesday officially, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's way too long. That was awful. But we survived. But what I've been doing is I joined a natural dye club, and I will share with you, I got my latest little package with botanical dyes, and it's Lancaster and, Lancaster, and I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, Sean does an amazing job, and she has, when you join, she sends out these little packages of things. I shared them once before. Lancaster and Cornish, that's the name. And she has a Facebook page, she has an Instagram page, and if you sign up, you get some of her dyed ribbons, and she dyes ribbons for movie sets. So she did some Jane Austen, Little Women. I mean, she's done several movies where her ribbons are highlighted, and it's all natural dyes, which I love. So I've been experimenting, and so what I thought I would do is I bought these ribbons on Amazon, and it says satin silk-like ribbon. So it's polyester, but they dye up really, really nice. So let me show you. This is the natural color. So they come on these little spools. They come 3 in a package, and this little slidey box, which I think is cute. So, and I'm just really at this stage, I'm just kind of experimenting with different mordants, and I really didn't want to use any of my expensive wools, so I thought this might be a nice alternative, and these are really inexpensive. So my first experiment was, I've been saving avocado skins and avocado pits, and I washed them really good, and this is, I unwound them. I pre-mordant these with alum, and then I did put some alum and cream of tartar in the dye bath with the avocado pits and the skins. And this is the color. Now I'm gonna press these, and I have no clue what I'm gonna use these for, but I just think it's really pretty. Here's what I did wrong. With avocados, they say you're supposed to simmer, but not boil. And I walked away from the pot, and they say a watch pot doesn't boil. Mine did. So it probably would have been a lighter pink. It turns it a darker shade, I think, if you boil it. It does change the color on certain dyes. So, but I still like the color. It's kind of like a brownie pink. So. Since it was early April, I started collecting when my daffodils were just starting to turn. I started collecting daffodils. Okay, I am just playing at this point. But what I did was, this has been simmering for probably an hour, and what I'm gonna do now is, there's like, it was like a half an ounce of the daffodil petals, and so I mixed a half a teaspoon, which it's a little bit more alum than I should have, but I mixed a half a teaspoon of alum right into the dye bath. I just added that. And now I'm gonna add, this is Sari Silk that I got on Amazon, and this is just my experiment. So I'm just gonna add this. This is a lot more than, they say it should, your dye stuff dry should be equal to the weight of your fiber, but I'm just gonna stick this in, and I'm even gonna put leave the petals in here. I'm not gonna strain it because I kind of want it to be a little variegated. I'm thinking it might be that, but we'll see. Here goes my experimente. And I'm just gonna let this simmer for a little bit. Oh, it's turning already. And just let that sit in there. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I moved the camera. There we go. Okay, just gonna let this simmer, and then I'll turn it off and leave it sitting here for about a day. Okay, experiment. And there is a recipe. This is Sari Silk. Again, I just ordered this on Amazon. It's just a hank of Sari Silk, and it smells good. With this one, you can still see some of the daffodil leaves. I just simmered the daffodil leaves, and I put some alum in the dye bath, and then I soaked this with alum, and I think it's you have to weigh the dried dye stuff, and then it's a percentage, I think it's like 10% maybe, of what the weight of your dye stuff is. And it should be equal. So I think the weight of the alum is 10% of the weight of the dye stuff, I think. I'll have to look. Erase that. I'll put the recipe on, but I didn't follow the recipe at all because this weighed more than the dye stuff. So it was not an equal ratio. But look how pretty. I mean, that's a gorgeous lemon yellow. I think it turned out really nice. So, yeah, again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I love it. And I'm happy that the colors are turning out. So, let's see if I can get this right. I'm a pretty good twister. I've played Twister before. Okay. So, and this is Sari Silk. I didn't really even say what, you know, if it had polyester in it or not. It feels like a very rough silk if it is. So I've got that. And then, like I said, I bought 2 more of these to experiment with dandelions. So I think what I'm gonna do is just sit here for a little bit with my cup of tea, and I'm gonna separate these, the blossoms and the leaves. And I'm gonna experiment with just the blossoms. They're kind of wilted, but I think they'll be okay. And gonna drink my tea and enjoy this afternoon. Like I said, I just got back from a historical society meeting. And I stopped, as you can see, I stopped at our local nursery, which isn't far from where I live, and I got some plants. And my goal is to fill everything in with as many flowering perennials as I possibly can, so that I don't have to mulch or weed ever. Isn't that our dream? So, but yeah, everything here is coming up. I've got to mow this afternoon. My chickens are starting to lay eggs again, although I'm wondering if they're not getting a little older because they're not prolific egg layers like they used to be. But I am going to get some more chickens, and I don't know the official name, but they lay dark brown, oops, wrong one, chocolate colored eggs. Like they look like milk chocolate. So that is my plan. So I have to administer finals online next week and finish up all my grading for the year. And then I am teaching some online classes over the summer. I did it again. But I'll be home. So the one thing I did want to say is I wondered what you folks are going to be doing this summer. And I really love the comments. I love to hear from all of you. And I hope that you can leave me some comments. You can ask me questions. Tell me what you're doing, what you're gardening, what fiber arts things you're working on. I want to hear from you. This is such a nice community of people, and I have some wonderful viewers, and I do hear from all of you, but tell me what's going on. I've been watching a lot of podcasts, and lots of podcasts on natural dyeing. There's a woman that I've been watching. She does natural dyes and weaving, and she does a beautiful job. She lives in Wales, so I've been watching her. And I am a patron of the cocktail hour at the Coop, and we had our we have meetings twice a month on Zoom. We had our May meeting on Thursday. They're always on Thursdays, and it was really nice to see everybody. One of the patrons was in Hawaii, so we got to see a little glimpse of her on the island, and I don't know which one it was, but it looked absolutely beautiful. So tell me what you're up to. Tell me what your garden is looking like, if you have a garden, if you're going to plant vegetables. So keep me posted. So I'm going to finish plucking these, and then I will take you around my garden and show you what I'm working on today. So I'll be back shortly. To show you an acquisition. I really love watercolors and painting, and even though I've not really done it all that much, I found this on Instagram, and it's a watercolor workbook, and it's really and truly, it could be for beginners. She tells you how to mix the different watercolor paints, and different colors to use, and then you can also, oops, I don't know what happened there, but you can also fill this in with the palette. She gives you instructions on how to develop different color palettes. So I'm gonna give this a try. I think it'd be a nice beginning. So you get the book with all the different flowers, and here's all the different flowers that are in the book. And then you get this watercolor palette. I didn't open this. 24 colors, and it comes with a brush, and all the different colors. So when I get started on that, maybe we can paint together. How's that sound? Okay, I'll be back shortly. Look how cute these are. They're really big. I love these. I got 4 of them. There's an orange one. Aren't these like great for coffee? Like happy? Look how wide. Nice foamy cup of coffee. Look how pretty this one is. Look how sweet. I love them. And there's a little green one. Aren't they cute? Very sweet. So for Mother's Day, Samantha took me and her godmother to see the ballet, The Wizard of Oz. And we got front row seats. We were right behind the orchestra, and it was fabulous. If you get a chance, you have to go see the ballet. It is amazing. It was so much fun. Look at those goofballs. I've known Mary since I was 5. And then yesterday we took a trip to Janoski's Garden Center, and again we're on our quest for roses. Samantha got some beautiful roses. I got 2 pots of gorgeous roses. One is cocoa, and the other one I think was a white rose called Light Moon. And they have some beautiful, beautiful things. So I'm gonna finish up here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of the video. And please give me a comment. Tell me how you feel about the roses. There's the roses I picked, right there. Okay, guys, I'll be back probably in a week or 2. Take care. Bye for now.